Hello and welcome into the Piles of Paragraphs creative space. I'm Lori and today I'm going to use some, upcycled junk mail envelopes. Easy for me to say, not really. We've been really busy the past couple weeks and so the mail had piled up a little bit. So I sat down the other day to go through it and I had a huge stack of envelopes, and I have lots and lots of window envelopes in my stash, so I didn't really need any more. And I thought, well, I should put these into recycle. And, that just got the best of me. I hate to toss anything out that I might be able to reuse. So I thought of this. Take a stack of these envelopes. They don't have to be window envelopes. They can be solid envelopes. They don't have to be upcycled. Use whatever envelopes you have. But I'm going to show you how to make a little ephemera holder with 4 envelopes and a piece of cardstock, which is also from my stash, and in this particular case, a piece of coffee dyed fabric. So I took all the envelopes and lined them up. I decided I wanted to do 4 because you could certainly do more than that, or you could do 2, you could do 3, whatever you feel is best. Line them up with the bottoms. I took my paper trimmer and trimmed them down so that they're 4 inches. So these particular envelopes are 9.5. It's actually slightly less than 9.5, and by 4. The cardstock piece, I cut 10 by 12, and then we're going to score the cardstock at 2.5, 3, 7.25, and 7.75. My goodness, that was hard for me to say. Anyway, I will show you these again in a bit. But so stack your envelopes up. I think that it's always best to have the bottoms even. Trim the tops, and then you can mark them. I put a mark on these. I did another stack where I folded them, because that's really quick and easy, just to know where to put the glue, or you also can use double sticky tape. Just for the sake of quickness, I'm going to not use double sticky tape. I'm going to use my art glitter glue. And hopefully I can see the mark on this well enough. And of course, this is just for me, so I could have just measured and marked on the whole envelope. So you don't need a ton of art glitter glue, just a little bit right down the center. And then take the next one, and I find it easiest to kind of stand them up so the bottoms are even, and give them a little push there so that the glue starts to take hold. And then we'll do the same thing on this one. Season for lots of charities making requests, and apparently my husband's archaeology magazine always seems to be needing to be renewed. I don't know, it drives me crazy about magazine subscriptions anymore. You no sooner renew your subscription and they're after you again to renew it for longer. So I don't have any magazine subscriptions anymore because that really bugs me. And my husband doesn't have very many. Archaeology and Arizona Highways, I think, are the only ones that he has left too. Let me put my pin in my glue. And once again, line these up with the bottoms. A little pressure. Let's see. Here's the bone folder buried under everything else on my desk. So this is the basic accordion folder. I'm not going to pull too hard. I'm sure the glue is... Oops, did I glue it shut? There we go. Yes, make sure you didn't glue it shut, but there you go. So now you've got 4 pockets to put, in my case, ephemera, but whatever you want to put in there, I guess. Excuse me, let me get a sip of my tea. My throat is feeling a little not great. So here's the cover that I made for it. It's just one sheet of cardstock, and this isn't really heavy cardstock. I mean, it's heavier than copy paper, but it's certainly not the heaviest cardstock that I have in my stash. But I've had this for a really long time, and I never seem to be able to part with it. So I made something for myself out of it so I can keep it. So, okay, let's set this over to the side. Get my scoreboard up here. I don't know. Let's see how much is. Hopefully you can see most of the scoreboard. I still can't move around very well in my space because I still haven't gotten everything put away. So I've got stuff stacked behind me, so my chair doesn't really move much. Okay, so 9.5 by 4 inch for the envelopes. Cardstock cut 10 by 12. We're going to score at 2.5, 3, 7 1/4, and 7 3/4. And that I just decided, I thought maybe 1/2 inch would probably be a good space for stuff to put in. I don't think I'll put more than that in there, but you can use more or less whatever you feel you think you might use. But that's what I started with. So okay, so we're going to score at 2.5. Then I'm going to score at 3. So there's the 1/2 inch for the top of the little folder. And I'm going to go to 7 1/4 and score there. And then I'm going to score at 7 1/2. That does not look like 7 1/2. Did I do that wrong? Oh, 7 3/4. I knew that I was going to do it wrong. Sorry, I should have marked this on my board. Good thing these are only for me, huh? Yes, okay. Now that I've completely confused you, so we do 7 1/4, and then 7 3/4. Okay. And then I just take this and give it a quick fold. I'm surprised I had some cracking with this cardstock, and I was not expecting it. So anyway, there you go. There's all the folds already. Okay, I'm gonna switch over to this one. Yeah, this one cracked, and I knew it was going to bother me, so I put a piece of washi tape over it. So we'll take our envelopes. And this part might be easier to do with the double sticky tape rather than with the art glitter glue. But I'm going to go ahead and give it a try with the art glitter glue. And I just kind of eyeballed it to the center, and I put it down pretty close to the fold, but not right on the folds. I gave it, that's maybe a 1/16 of an inch. So let's see. Line this up. Almost on those red dots there. So I'll just put a line of art glitter glue, and I'll try and make this a bit wider than I did on the ones in between, just because this is holding it to the backing. So let me set that down real quick, and then we'll go just about a 1/16 of an inch up and centered-ish inside the. And hold it down for a second. I ripped out any glue there. And then to hold it to the front, I'll just put a little bit of glue here. Not as much as I put on the back. Okay. I'm really not sure you have to glue it to the front. I just decided to do mine that way. Mostly because it'll give me a little bit more strength when I pull it open. So I'll fold this like this, set it up like this, and then I'll just kind of give it a little bit of a squeeze, and then I'll open it up and oops. hard for me to do and impossible for you to see. I just kind of want to put my hand on the inside of the front envelope just to make sure that it's made good contact with the front of the folder. And there you go. I was a little too generous with the glue. And you can just make a little tab to put on the front if you want. This one, I got kind of a little over involved, and I made a little strip and a little circle, and then wrap it around so it holds it like that. But you probably, I don't know, if you had a little piece of Velcro, would probably work really great right here, or maybe some of those little magnets that people sometimes use. I don't know if I probably will put that on there, but I may put some string around it. I don't know. Probably could also just take a paper clip and paper clip it shut if you wanted to do that too. So there you go. There's one done. Let me show you again, because I got another one ready for you here. Oops. Falling over. Take up those. Ooh, one thing I think I did forget to mention. You might want to also make sure that all of your back flaps on the envelopes are glued down. Most of mine were pretty well glued down. Some of them were terribly not glued down. Had one of them that was just kind of sealed in the center, and so it was flopping all over the place. So best to do that before you glue them together. So just take your envelopes, and these are the ones that I've kind of folded in half. I just folded them in half. Let's see, I'll show you. Just like this. And I just did a kind of a slight crease at the top, just to kind of indicate, to indicate where the center is. Sorry. I think my husband's cold is absolutely advancing on me. So let's put a little bit of glue down here. Oops, put the pin in the pin bathtub so I don't lose it. Ooh, you can see I overflowed the glue when I did the edges on that one. So I glued the envelopes together. And you don't want them glued all the way across, because then it won't open up like a nice accordion. It'll make it harder to get your stuff in and out. A little bit of glue here. Match this up at the bottom. So, and I'll glue down the center of this one. Just at the bottom and give it a good push to make sure it's all sticking together. There we go. So we have another accordion made up. Okay. And so I've got this one already folded. And this one obviously is a single-sided piece of cardstock. But something I had in my stash. And I do kind of like the pattern on it. So I thought I would make something for me out of it. So I'll just go a little more than just down the center on the back here. So that holds it on really well. And I'll go up about a 1/16 of an inch from the fold and kind of eyeball the sides. Give it a good push. And then I'll run the glue down the center of the front here. Put the pin back in my glue bottle. Okay, alrighty. And then I'll set this up. hand on the inside there and give it a good press so that I know it's sticking. And here we go. There's the basics for another ephemera folder. This one I glued shut. Let's see, where's my... Oh, there it is. Let's see, I know I have my letter open here. Oh, letter opener up here somewhere. When I glued the tab shut, I glued that one shut. That's why it's not opening properly. So there you go. So that gives you some pretty decent space. I mean, you know, some fussy cuts or some stamps or labels. Not a bad little folder. So here we go. Got this one done. This is the sample, and this one done, and this one I'll do later because I didn't bring up enough envelopes. So here we go. This one on the top since it's got a little tie on it. Like I said, I don't know if the tie is really necessary. You could just do baker's twine or something very simple like that. Okay, one more time we'll go over what we did. The envelopes were about 9.5 by 4. Cardstock was cut 10 by 12. I scored it 2.5, 3, 7 1/4, and 7 3/4 to make the little folder for them. And then you just put your glue down the center of the envelopes to hook them together. Same when you're going to put them into the folder. And there you go. There's a quick little upcycled ephemera holder from junk mail envelopes and some cardstock out of my stash. So I hope you like the video. If you do, please give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. I'd love to know your opinion. Or even if you just want to leave me a heart because, you know, you're nice and you want to do that, that would be great. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Help my little channel grow. I'm inching towards having 300 subscribers, and I would really love to make that goal by the end of 2024. So once again, thank you for joining me today. I hope you'll join me again in the future, and I will say bye-bye for now.